Gruesome Magazine.
Hello once again, I am Doc Rotten, and this is Gruesome Magazine, where we review the very latest in streaming and video on-demand horror movies. Each week, my co-hosts Jeff Mohr, Crystal Cleveland, Dave Dreher, and Christopher G. Mohr, and I will take a look at various spooky, scary, and gory genre offerings. And tonight, we're reviewing Chucky Episode 8, the season finale.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 streaming now on USA and SYFY, and I believe it's now on Peacock Plus or whatever they call it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is.
I thought it was. Well, I thought it was gonna. Was it December 1st? I thought
no,
it's
on.
December.
It is December 1st, so it is on now.
Anyway,
what do you say? All right, let me introduce the crew, starting off with the one and only Jeff Mohr. Jeff, how you doing, sir?
What year is it? All I can say is, I wish I could laugh like Chucky, because this was not giving too much away, but awesome.
Yeah, a lot of laughing. A lot of Chuckies to laugh with, too. It's awesome. Yeah. Also joining us this week is Crystal Cleveland, the living dead girl. How you doing?
I'm great. Like, talk about going out with a bang. This episode kind of blew my mind, so I'm super excited to talk about it.
There's all kinds of awesome, yeah. All right. Also joining us is award-winning Christopher G. Mohr, the filmmaker. Award-winning filmmaker Christopher G. Mohr.
You need to take the marbles out of your mouth before you start talking. Oh no! Don't do that. That's worse.
That was like a horny Chewbacca.
Let's not even try to specify what that sound was. No matter what, it's just nasty.
It's like a Q-tip in the ear. All right. Also rounding out the crew is
what's wrong with your ear?
Dave Dreher. Dave, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. It's nice to have the whole crew here. We got everybody here. The gang's all here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All kinds of wonderful, isn't it? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into reviewing Chucky. We're going to start off with our first impressions. That will be spoiler-free. Then we'll get into talking about the show, and we will just dive into all the spoilers. And then we'll wrap things up with our final thoughts, our score, a 1 to 5, and our favorite scene. And, of course, if you're watching us, and we just really hope you enjoy this review and many others that we have on the site. And if you want to help us out, it's easy and free to do. Hit the subscribe button down below, hit the like button, share with a friend, and we will be so happy and thankful. And of course, we want to hear your comments down below. Yeah, exactly. Let's get into this. What are we going to review? We're going to review Chucky, Episode 8, An Affair to Dismember. Aired on SYFY and USA Network, November 30th, 2021. Director is Jeff Renfroe. Writer is Harley Peyton. Of course, it's created by Don Mancini. The cast of usuals, and the synopsis is: scores old and new will be settled and sparks will fly as Chucky's diabolical plan comes to fruition at a particularly dangerous and public venue. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Before we get into the review, I want to do one thing. And Crystal, surprise, you weren't here last week, so I want just a real quick rundown of what you thought of episode 7.
Okay, episodes. Oh, okay. So see, I had to split the episodes because I watched them together. But see, I kind of thought Junior was going to go down that road. That's why I was like, oh, Junior's on the out. I'll be interested to see where that goes. And I was not wanting to see one of the kids become a killer, but I did like Junior. I don't want to.
They picked the right one, right?
I know,
yeah.
Yeah, and I think that they could have done so much with that. I'm like, oh. Because I think that kid could do some, I think he could give some looks.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, and so I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the beat. Wait, that was okay.
That was where
confusing
the Chucky doll beat down. Yeah.
Yeah, the beat down. Oh my god! And actually, the shot of like Chucky going with him. I think
the goofy smile that he had.
It really does keep getting like better and better. There's some things I'm like, but then there's some things that kind of blow my mind, and I'm trying to separate the episodes. I'm kind of concerned about saying something because it might be from this episode.
All right, well, we'll save it then, and we'll pick it up.
The whole relationship between Tiff and Chucky is really interesting too.
Yes,
it went where I didn't expect it because I really thought she was kind of playing Nika,
Mhm.
but I think we know now that she wasn't.
I think she's really into it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I think she's into her for sure.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into this episode. Dave Dreher, you're up first. What was your
Oh, I
first
get to
impression?
go first.
What was your first impression of episode 8?
You know, this whole series is like kind of completely blown my mind because I never in a million years would have thought this would have been this good. I've never really given the Chucky films much love. They've always kind of, you know, I mean, they were there and they were okay. But this series has been fantastic. And this finale, if you will, was beyond amazing. There's just so much to talk about. You know, the homages and the places they went and the things that they did. So, yeah, I mean, this gets a huge thumb up. Did we talk yet about it getting renewed for season 2? Or was that in the pre-show?
Go ahead and talk about it. Yeah, it was in the
So
pre-show.
anyway, we know it's got a season 2 coming now. So, you know, excited to see where they go with things. I don't know where he can go from here, but I didn't know he could do what he's done with this. So that's a good thing, right? Right?
It is a very good thing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So first impressions was this was fantastic.
Fantastic. All right, Christopher G. Mohr, what was your first impression of Chucky, episode 8?
Oh wow, this is a great way to end this series. I mean, we have a nice little sort of arc with some of the characters that survived.
Some of them.
Some of them, without being spoilerish. Although, again, you never really know they're dead until you see their body. But yeah, I think this episode, although I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get a Gremlins moment with all those Chuckies.
Yeah, oh my
Yeah,
God, you're
That would have been.
Yes!
That would have been great.
I was kind of hoping they were going to go there with that. Just
That
seeing a
would've
bunch of
been
Chuckies like,
hilarious.
you know, just throwing popcorn and doing stuff.
and they're right
That would have been.
but
That
there.
would have
Missed
been good.
opportunity.
But you could also tell that they only had a budget to sort of like do it where they'd shoot one here and shoot one here and shoot one here.
Yeah.
You could see that they had the limited. They couldn't have like a million different Chuckies. They don't have Joe Dante money. But it had a lot of humor in it, which was cool. There was a moments I actually laughed out loud. There's a moment that I'll probably pick as my end scene, which was a moment between him and Jennifer Tilly that made me laugh out loud.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, and they didn't shy. And I mean, I love the references. I love. I mean, this isn't kind of spoiler because they did mention they were going to show Frankenstein, but just how they kind of correlate that the episode with Frankenstein towards the end, I thought was kind of brilliant. But yeah, and it's kind of, and I think there was parts I was just amazed, like the facial expressions they get out of Chucky.
It was awesome, isn't it?
It's just amazing, just all kinds of different ones. I mean, to where there was, I was watching, I was like, you know, I'm actually invested in this doll talking, like it's a regular human, and I'm not questioning it. And I think it's gotten to that point. And you know, and then there's just silly scenarios. You're like, there's one part where he hides. It's like, it's humorous but crazy at the same time. So, and that was like the little Ghoulies moment. But yeah, overall, I just really, this is a really entertaining episode. There's a big WTF thing towards the end, and also a couple of WTFs. So it makes me kind of excited to see what happens next season. You know, but I mean, overall, it's a really nice sort of big arc for some of the characters and stuff. So this is a really enjoyable episode. I mean, there was a couple of places where the editing was kind of off, but overall, it was a very fitting thing with a little meta moment at the very end as well involving Chucky.
So great. Yes.
So yeah, I can't say enough good things about this. This show is blowing my mind how good it is.
All right, Jeff Mohr, you're up next. What was your first impression of episode?
Well, you know, when I found out we were going to be doing these, I wasn't all that excited about it. But,
no, you were not.
You guys have. This is even like Dave. This is so surprisingly good, I think, as compared to. I'm not saying sci-fi doesn't have good stuff sometimes, but you got to find them, and this is just so surprising to me. This was great. I love this episode. Everything from the Frankenstein movie to the scenes in Chucky's house, to how the two Chuckies interact with Tiffany, and it just goes on and on and on. And we kind of have our, I watched I watched another movie recently that made me think of this, but it's sort of that idea of you always have it's not vampires, but the trio of fearless vampire hunters, right? We have the three people that are left at the end that have, and Lexi has really come full circle.
Oh yeah.
And like you said, we get, I think the ending of episode 7 had that great closing line, where I don't remember what he says. I've been sick and tired of waiting for you kids to play. Now we can really have some fun.
Yeah.
So there was so many great scenes. We get to see Andy and Kyle, and just good stuff, Maynard. And the parents on this series should have got like hazard pay or something.
Hazard pay. Insurance has got to be high for that.
There's only I shouldn't say that. I'll wait till we get done.
Oh yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Crystal, you're up next. What was your first impression of episode 8?
So, I mean, I've been a Chucky fan the whole time. Like, it's kind of my thing. That's why I was like, nope, I love it. I've always thought he was really funny, but oh my gosh, this series has really focused on Chucky, and oh my gosh, he's so much better than I thought it was gonna be too. I was excited for it, and I probably would have been okay with something kind of poop, to be honest, but it's actually just mind-blowingly good. The writing is so funny, and honestly, a lot of the cinematography kind of blows my mind. I love all the references. I love all of the sets, how so many of the walls are black, and I think he's just almost created his own little world, like a parallel to us or something. It's so interesting. But okay, this episode, I think, like for half of it, my jaw was like hanging open because there's just so much that happens and so much weirdness, and somehow I actually like Lexi now.
How did that happen? Right?
Yeah, and I'm like, I was like, I actually realized it this episode. I was like, God, dog it, I don't hate you anymore. I mean, I really did not like that girl. Like, I was like, nope, hate her. And I'm like, okay.
She actually grew. She actually grew as a character, didn't it? Right?
Yeah.
So, kind of amazing.
And actually, I mean, even Junior, and he's been kind of a bully and a brute, and he grew on me too. I realized toward the end of this, and there's some seriously funny moments, like the one Christopher mentioned. Oh my God, how cute was Chucky after he came out of... I mean, he's all wet, and I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. I want to pinch with you, cheeky weekies. Oh, it's precious. Yeah,
man.
So he's cute. I don't know. I'm loving it. I can't wait. I'm going to be really wanting the next season. It's probably going to take a while, and I'm going to be mad, but it's cool.
Maybe we'll get it next Halloween, hopefully, maybe. All right, I'll keep this quick. I love this episode. I loved the Cult of Chucky, and I'm so happy that they kind of picked that story up in this season. And the idea of multiple Chuckies, and with Nika, and that Jennifer Tilly's body is taken over by Tiffany, and that she pretends to be Jennifer Tilly in this episode. So I just think that's brilliant. I think it's self-referential at times, and it really works. It knows how to love on other horror films and devices, and it excelled, I think, in bringing Chucky himself to life. Like I think Christopher, you said that the expressions were amazing, and I love this episode. So let's dive into all the crazy stuff. because they're okay. As we were saying, the parents. Out of all the parents, we're only left with one. And it's the shittiest
which one. Is
one.
it?
The mom. That's his mom.
The mayor.
She's the only one that lives.
I forgot about her.
And
Well, that's really her mom too. That's really Olivia's mom, isn't it? Yeah, that's her mom.
Oh, it's really
in real life.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, the older daughter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's good. That makes sense then.
Yeah.
But
does.
yeah, like she's the one that was the worst. Oh my God, she was terrible.
But she could have a turnaround too.
Yeah,
I think
could.
it's possible.
Could.
Yeah,
But I
put around on a knife, maybe.
Christopher plays. He's like, nah.
the theater scene was fantastic. There's a lot of butt stabbing, which is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know how the dad could just stand there and let him stick it up his butt like that without anybody noticing. Like, whoop. Got my Christmas goose early. So I don't understand. I don't understand. But then it ended up like you'd see people like whoop, whoop, people throughout the theater, and the whole time like, oh, he's just stabbing him in the ass. So
people were like dying in the theater seats too. I'm not sure. I'm not sure an ass stab would kill you that quickly.
Yeah,
At least.
it doesn't matter.
The blood pours out. Like
Okay,
a faucet,
but let's just say this. One of my favorites, and this explains like what Dave's saying. I'm not sure it would kill you. Well, there is a place where Chucky goes, "How can a little doll be so strong?" and he's
That's
like,
true.
"I know,
that,
it doesn't make any sense." Yeah, so it's
I
part
do. I
of the
remember
whole
that.
voodoo. So I love how they explain that because I've always thought that. I'm like, just kick him off.
And
It's not so
sometimes you
easy.
can, sometimes you can't. Depends on his grip. So, there are plenty of
Christmas
Chucky
goose.
deaths as well, right? We get a Chucky beheading, a strangulation, a stabbing.
we get lots of great Chucky
Yeah.
kills.
I know
Yeah.
Chucky dies
The
over and
best
over
part.
again.
Chucky's got a lot of blood for a doll.
I
I'm
know.
surprised, yeah.
Like, can we just say how amazing that beheading was?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
God.
That was
But what
awesome.
about the face pop? I thought that was.
Oh, that was
I
good.
thought that was great with
Me
that.
too.
Yeah.
I've
I enjoyed
never
that.
really cared about Chucky getting like mauled and stuff, but this I was like, I felt for him. I'm like, why am I feeling for this doll getting beheaded or getting his eyes poked out? But I was really like, oh God, that's so gruesome.
Yeah.
But then it ended up having, we had that sort of reanimator moment where his body's trying to find his head and
Yeah.
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I loved about this. There's like so many freaking callbacks to other things, Of course, we get like some major Shining music
Oh, and
a
then
reference to the
here's
twins.
Chucky.
And then there's like the twins joke where they make a joke about twins, and
Ah,
but yeah, and then we get since we're in spoiler
we are in spoilers.
territory, we get the boxing Helena moment towards.
I wonder how many people actually get that. I wonder how many.
Poor Nika.
Oh God, that's one of my favorite movies ever. I love Julian Sands. I was like, she would not be running away from him.
Well, one thing I love about this show is they don't really shy away from anything. There's a
No.
whole scene where the Chuckies are talking about how young.
And there's
Can we kill a
what's-
toddler or?
Oh my God! Yeah. Look,
Yes.
no one under 5 or
Yes.
6. Okay.
Wow, they're
what,
just
what
not.
if they're twins?
We're not monsters.
Well, yeah.
What is
yeah.
there like? Is there 72 or 76 Chucky dolls?
72. I think.
72.
72
Yeah,
Chucky dolls.
72.
And I love them all sitting there and raising their hands to ask the questions, and they're all so dumb.
Are they supposed
Yeah.
to be dumb like that?
No,
I
guess
think
so.
that they kind of. I think that honestly, like a lot of the ones that he puts in there, if you kind of see them, I think they're just a fragment of who he is.
So
Like,
some
I
get
think-
more fragments of intelligence.
Yeah, so I think that they aren't all him. So
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Well, there's only so much Chucky to go around anyway.
I kind of like them stupid. They're funny when they're stupid.
Oh my God. It's a
It's like really because he's,
Well, I
he's
loved
super
where,
intelligent.
When Tiffany shows up at the stage, for the showing, and she says how they're going to donate these to all these sick kids all across the country.
Yes.
And
What
the little
measly
kid
sick
throws a little
child.
bit. Oh,
Yeah.
what's one poor sick child doesn't get one that
Yeah.
give one to
A
the
measly
mayor's
sick
daughter.
child can take care of them.
And everybody cheers. You know?
Oh, and then Chucky laughs at his favorite scene. That was hilarious.
Oh my gosh!
Frankenstein.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, woof.
The
only
go ahead.
The only thing that was disappointing to me was I loved the boxing Helena thing. I loved Nika, but it bummed me out because I like her so much. I
Me
wanted,
too.
and now the character can still be there next year. That actually could be pretty interesting to see how that's used or where they go with that.
Well, if they, it'd be interesting if he added like fake prosthetics or
That's what I
something,
was thinking
like,
they were
like
gonna
doll
do.
parts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Almost like a half human doll. That would be interesting. So I
That
mean,
would-
there's so
I
many
could be
ways they
down
could
with
go with
that.
it. But yeah, I was kind of too. I was like, I like her character so much.
Mhm.
In fact, I don't know about the rest of you, but just hearing her laugh like Chucky actually
Oh,
kind of
that's
turned me
so
on a
good,
little bit. I got turned on. I'm like,
The
what's
look,
wrong
the
with
look,
me? I'm kind of fine. That's my new fetish is having a hot girl that laugh like Chucky. Never knew that could be a fetish, but
What could you say?
Because it's crazy, and I think you like crazy.
her laugh,
Yeah.
her Chucky
She was
laugh,
great.
is
She was great.
perfection.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you
That's
can.
creepy
I
as
mean,
all
she's
get out.
doing such an amazing job on this show. Just her changes and stuff. You know, where she would go flip between the Chucky and back to Nikki. Is it Nikki or
Nika.
Nika.
Nika. Yeah.
You know, of course, we get a little bit of the flashback. The last flashback, hopefully, we'll see.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. There's like so many wonderful moments for all the characters, you know, because we get like some great Andy stuff, which he's kind of growing on me with his sort of craziness.
Yeah, because he's just off, right? He just
He's
seems
a little
totally
bit
off.
but
Yeah.
His deadpan delivery.
But then I guess the more I think about it, he's just, you know, I think Chucky's just sucked the laugh out of him.
That's
too.
what I'm thinking.
He's
that,
just cold, and so I'm kind
Mhm.
of, I mean, I'm still not 100%, but I can sort of see that. I can sort of see that now. But I mean, again, the whole Tiffany stuff where she goes crazy. It's kind of great seeing her like
Yes.
not being the sort of
Yes.
like the underling, being the like
Yep.
I'm being the more controller and everything, and crazy controller. So yeah, I mean, there's just like the way they're taking the characters and stuff, and we have arcs for all these characters. It's fun to see.
Well, the scene with the two Chuckies too, or I guess the Chucky and Nika, and then the Chucky doll that shows up,
Mhm.
and the Chucky Nika is like up with Tiffany all together, and the other one comes in. Tiff is all excited for seeing her, but then he kind of gets sick of her pretty quick too.
But it's so funny when they're Nika and Nika Chucky and the Chucky doll are talking and trying to how does this work?
Oh, and then she's like, and dick. And they're like,
He's like,
I'm so offended.
Oh, there was some.
That was so funny.
Yeah, some pretty straightforward tiny dick.
Oh, that
Yeah,
that
was
moment had me laughing
hilarious.
because just his expression. It's like, and you're a tiny dick. He had this big, like, almost like cartoonish mouth, and I laughed so hard. I had to stop. I had to stop it and finish laughing because I was like,
Oh my
it was just so
gosh.
funny to him be so aghast that she would say that. Oh my god!
Oh my god, no! But there was a moment too where like right before Jake killed him, and he's like, "No, my dad would have been cool with it if he had met Devon." And then Chucky's like, "That's so gay." I'm like, "Oh my god, no, you didn't! No, you didn't!"
Well, he even did the other one. He when
He said something. I was like,
"Was he like, oh, I'm about to throw up?"
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna be sick, he said later.
Yeah, because acting all nicey nice, saving the girl. I don't know.
Oh
It's
my
just like
God.
there's just so many funny moments in this
It was so much fun. Yeah, I could have used a little bit more of the Tiffy doll, but I am glad that they
Oh,
did.
man.
Well,
did
that's
share
I
that.
think just
Yeah,
the
that was just a little bit of a
start.
cameo.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my
Just
god.
a little teaser for next year, right?
Yes.
I can't. Okay, if they make it the Tiffany doll like the Chucky, oh my god, I'm gonna be so excited if she
Yes.
can animate. I can't
they-
handle it.
Are those 3 kids staying with the teacher?
I think so.
You know
Must
they
be a
might.
kid.
Oh my
I
god,
think
I didn't think
so.
about it. Well, they don't
Yeah.
Well,
have to.
she
because
has
they
she
got-
has her mom, but I
Yeah.
don't know how
The other
good.
the
two
other
might.
two.
The other two might,
Yeah, but that's weird because they're boyfriends. So like living together at 14 in a relationship would be
Oh, she
kind
got
of
her.
awkward.
Awkward. Yeah.
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 They're young, you know. I mean,
Well, she has a
Well, but
secret.
that's
we don't know her
the
secret,
fact
right?
the fact that they
You
brought her
think so?
back.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll be somebody that's carried over as well, but
That's
Well,
what I'm
she-
thinking.
Well, she might end up going after finding out what caused it all
Yeah,
that got her
maybe.
on that mess.
Maybe. And Glenda got a name drop.
Reference,
Yeah.
So
It's really kind of fascinating how he's managed to tie all these worlds together.
mm-hmm. So
With just
good.
this one season, they brought them all into
But-
the one universe now.
they even mentioned the babysitter dying. You ought to see his face when I killed the babysitter.
yeah,
But okay, so I really love Tiff too. Tiffany as Jennifer when she does her laugh. She's starting to get her own laugh,
Mhm.
and she's starting to go all like I don't know. I think they could do some really freaking fun, awesome stuff with Jennifer.
yeah.
I
She was
really hope they do because she's
I
like,
hope they do.
I'm like
she
yes,
was totally
girl.
whacked out when she went after us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a great. That was fantastic. Yeah. Well, let's end on this, Dave. You're always talking about the special effects, and you know we mentioned the practical effects, and there was some CGI and there were some stunt doubles,
Right.
little stunt doubles, and it was used sparingly and effectively. But there's a lot, but the point is there's a lot of practical effects. Speak to that.
Again, it's impressive the amount that they did. I don't know what kind of budget they had for this, but I mean, I think just the extra animatronics on Chucky, it looks like they had to spend a small fortune on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I really don't know how they did it. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit I'm not even sure who was doing the effects on this show. I mean,
Do you think they were just using the Chuckies from the previous movies?
No,
I don't know. I
because the
don't think so. 'Cause
faces they definitely
Yeah.
have new stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely very impressive, you know, without a doubt. And I think I'm hoping as they continue with this, that they don't try to start getting a little more PC. They need to keep this edgy,
Oh yeah.
ballsy,
Yeah.
you know, writing and just being completely, you know, politically incorrect, because that's what makes this so
Yeah.
great. And the off color humor and the deep nods to films that only jerks like us know. Is what makes it so great. But the special effects team is doing amazing. You actually need to do a little bit more research and find out who's handling them, because in the films wasn't it pretty much, it was like Kevin Yeager and
But in early on, yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
about recently. Though.
and I'm not sure who did the most recent one. So, but yes, bravo to them, and just bravo to them having the balls to do what they did with how graphic the effects were.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a Peter Chevacco is listed as the lead puppeteer, who did a great job. And then there's visual effects designers and stuff. So there's a large team
Large.
listed.
Right.
Yeah.
So we
Visual
can get them
effects,
all, but
yeah.
fantastic job.
We need to give Emmys. They're getting Emmys.
You know, wouldn't that be awesome if they did?
Yes,
I-
that would be awesome.
I
Well-
think the fact that everybody's loving the show, they actually decide to put it on Paramount, or not Paramount, but Peacock.
Peacock, yeah.
Because it's NBC Universal, so Peacock, which is great. Now more people will get to see it, but I think it got away with a lot of that off-color humor, because I think people just, I don't know if the people that would be offended weren't paying attention, right?
Right.
And us fans who aren't going to be offended,
Well,
we're having a great time.
if you check out Fiona Dourif's Instagram, she posted, they had a thing where it was that Chucky was like one of the most in-demand breakout series, second to Squid Games.
Yeah.
So there's an audience out there that's really enjoying the hell out of it. you know,
Yes.
with it being that high rated. So I think that's why they just renewed it, because like this is, and so I don't see them, you know, clamping down on anything if they're doing stuff
No,
okay. I
don't
mean,
think
they
so.
have limitations on how many times they can say the F word. We know that for sure. So, but all the stuff they gotten away with, I mean, there's times like, oh my God, they went there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't remember
and-
where it was, but I heard it once during the show too. Besides the lead in for the
Yeah, the lead-in was great. Because you were talking about the doll. The dolls.
But yeah,
Yeah.
when it's in the actual doll's voice and not
Chucky's.
Dourif's voice, it's funny, but like shocking, because you have this little kid like.
Is it a kid
Time
though?
out.
It could totally be an adult.
Oh, it
Like,
could be.
It could be an adult.
But yeah, when like the fifth word you hear when the show starts is fucking, you know you're in
I
for it. Yeah,
know,
you're like,
they're not
all right,
holding
yeah,
back.
And
And that's why we're in a great moment in TV or content creation, because they're not having to worry about limitations, stuff that they'd have to show like later on at night back in the
Yeah.
day.
Oh,
Now they
yeah.
can just do it and get away with it because they're on a
It's
specific.
a subscription. It's like HBO
It's all
was
streaming,
back in the
yeah.
day.
Yeah, now they don't have to worry about
like
it.
don't like it, don't pay for it. You know,
Yeah.
no one's making you pay for it. Yeah.
It's a
yeah,
difference
that
when
doesn't
it's
usually stop them.
yeah, because it's
Yeah.
a difference when it's
True.
broadcast for free and paying for the subscription. So yeah, so they get away with a little bit more. But of course, even the free stuff, you know, as we saw with Hannibal back in the day, got away with
Yeah,
all
I
that.
was thinking the Hannibal stuff too.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me wonder if they made a new Hannibal, what he'd be able to get away with now.
Oh man, if you did it like that. All
And
right.
Brian Fuller showed up for the finale premiere.
Of Chucky,
showed
did
up.
he?
Yeah, he showed
Oh,
up there. There's
my.
like pictures of him with some
I
of the
bet he'd
actors.
really stab him in the butt. And
Really? Yeah.
Wow, that was
that'd be like a sword, you know. I wouldn't
awesome. All right.
I don't know what
let's
to
go-
say about that.
I know. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's give our final thoughts. Our score 1 to 5
Jeff,
and our
yeah.
favorite scene. Oh my, Dave, you're up first.
So we just doing the 1 to 5 just for this episode, or are we doing for the whole series at this point?
No, this episode.
Just the episode. All right. Well, this episode was fantastic. I loved it all the way around, from the opening fucking to the tally at the end.
The tally
I
at
thought
the
it
end,
was.
yes.
Yeah, I thought it was all fantastic. I'm going to give this a 4.75.
Nice.
I really like this a lot. Very excited to see where they go. Very high hopes for season 2. This is one of those ones where on a Friday night and there's nothing on TV, you could actually just put this series on, let it run for 8 hours straight, and
I'd totally watch it again.
enjoy it, you know. So, favorite scene, I'm actually going to go. There was so much to choose from, but the thing I liked the most was actually the tally at the end. I was not
so
expecting.
good.
I was not expecting that at the end of that. And I just thought that was so great. And to have Chucky himself doing the tally, with his little narrative going on as he was doing it. I thought that was just brilliant. So I'm going to go with
The tally.
with the tally at the end. Yes.
Yeah, because we've
Tally
talked
me
about
bananas.
breaking the fourth wall is a delicate thing to do, and it doesn't get people don't get away with it very often. But I think this was perfect.
Well, he's
Yep.
sitting there like he's on some PBS special.
Yes, exactly.
Master He's heated the pipe.
with his sweater on. Actor
Yeah.
studio.
Well, yeah. To me, it felt like I kind of hoped that he would be like a horror host.
Yeah.
like hosting doll movies or something. I mean, it would be amazing to have him
would
up there
be.
with like some of the Shudder hosts.
I would.
All right, Christopher, go ahead and let us know your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene.
Yeah, this show has been a blast, and I think this is a great way to sort of like be a finale for this season. We have some great character arcs for some of the main characters. Some character arcs ended in this episode.
They did.
And I think that's what I love about this. This has like a psychoness about it, to where there's characters like, oh my God, they killed that character off. And the other characters like, I knew they were going to kill that character off. And they don't shy away from the gore, whether it's killing people or killing Chucky's. But yeah, and it still has that great sense of humor. I mean, you can definitely tell that his love for horror and horror movies. He wears it on his sleeve, because you can sort of see it in those specific moments. Like there's music from Shining. There's the moment where he comes out of the toilet, which I kept thinking Ghoulies.
Ghoulies.
Yeah,
The
definitely a
Ghoulies
Ghoulies,
poster.
yeah.
And I love that one where he's like shaking his leg to get the water out.
So cute.
And the whole time I'm like, I guess he
cute.
doesn't have to care about germs. I mean, can Chucky contract like septic issues? Can he get toxic issues? I don't know. Can he get STDs? I don't know.
Ew.
But what was that for?
Apparently, he must. If he could get her pregnant, like.
Yep, and if he
Was his little weenie.
said he has a dick, yep.
Yep. He specifically said he's anatomically correct in one of the movies. So,
Which I hope they don't show any of that on this series. Can do without seeing that. But yeah, it's so much fun. I did have a few issues, I think, with editing and stuff. There's a part where there's the explosion moment.
That was
There's
weird.
like this weird editing in there that doesn't kind of work. Kind of took me out of the episode. But then we get to other things like the Frankenstein stuff where they sort of go back and forth with the movie and stuff, and it kind of correlates with things that are happening in front of the screen and behind the screen. So it's just got some really great moments, and I think they're just having a blast making this. And I never thought this would work, but it definitely works. I'll probably give it. I'll give it a 4.5.
Yes.
So I really loved it. I think it probably would have gotten higher if it wasn't some of the editing issues I had problems with in that one moment, because it was just really bad editing. And it made me kind of wonder, well, maybe they didn't have extra footage and they just had like a flash to black moment.
Piece it together.
Yeah, it looks like the effects didn't quite work out right. So.
Yeah, and that moment I think it's funny. We see all these animatronic different things with Chucky, and the explosion thing just looks kind of fakeish. But as for favorite scene, I kind of mentioned it earlier. I just the moment was like, and your little tiny dig. Oh, like a Tex Avery old timey cartoon movie. And I just laughed so hard because, and I think just pay attention to all his facial expressions.
Yes.
It's not one of those things where the facial expression like this and they just shake the head. There's parts where he's laughing underneath when he's stabbing people in the ass. and his mouth's moving, and there's like so many moments of like, wow, they've really
puppeteers are amazing.
They
did a
they
good job.
brought him to life. They've really brought him to life.
And I think, I mean, even moments, I think towards the end when they're behind the screen, you watch him talk, and the whole time I'm just enamored. I'm like, wow, this feels real. It for the first time, I'm not feeling like this is like some animatronic. It feels like he's really alive.
Yeah, Chucky. Yeah.
So yeah, the tiny dick thing just made me laugh so hard. Because he's such Chucky's
so
such a dick, and just to have that woman, she just sucked all the air out of him.
All right, Jeff, you're up next. Your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene.
Yeah, I was astounded by this. I'm trying to figure out who I can turn on to this that won't be offended, that doesn't already know about it. I'm giving this 4.75 as well.
Nice.
And favorite scene, I'm taking, I don't know how big of a piece I want, but the mic drop.
Oh yes. Actually, God, that whole scene is so good. But that
she just goes so
mm-hmm.
bonkers. Wow, that's great.
Yep. God, I love her so much.
His head's, hey, everything's upside down.
I know. Crystal, what's your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene?
So, I think Dawn saw that turd of a turd movie, whatever that movie was, with Buddy, and said, "Oh my God, I've got to rectify this," and literally freaking said, "Hold my beer, I'm gonna pwn you," and he totally did. Like I can't tell you how thrilled I am about how great this show has turned out, because it's really a big moment for horror movie lovers, because this will just pave the way for them greenlighting more horror shows.
Hope so,
Because
yeah.
people want it. And so give it to us so we can eat it. Ah. But,
Nice. I like it.
Christopher's face. Oh my God. That's what I live for. But, I'm going to give it a 4.75 as well. And obviously, you know what my favorite scene is. Like, I screamed. The boxing Helena thing. I was like, ah! I was like, too much. It's too much. And yeah, I didn't really think about who wouldn't get it. But I was just like, oh my God, he did it. He went there. And
they shot it so well. Oh,
they
man.
did. And Fiona did such a great job too. And I was like, Sherilyn Finn, I don't know. I think Fiona did it better. But yeah.
Well, Fiona did a great job looking like she was coming out of being drugged, right? I mean, she really did a great job in this episode.
She's wonderful.
These episodes.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I can't wait for season 2, where we'll be back and doing reviews for you. And you'll watch, and you'll like, and you'll follow, and you'll subscribe.
Yes, absolutely. Right? Absolutely. You must. All right. So as Jeff said, we stepped into the first episode of Chucky, thinking that was the only one we were going to review, thinking we were going to review the first episode, kind of give our impression and go on. But we loved it so much. It surprised us so much. And here we are 8 episodes later. And I think we're all in agreement. Mine's a 4.75 as well, that this show nailed it. It did everything it needed to do and more. It's totally surprised us. And it's every bit as good as the best Chucky movies or even the original Child's Play. I think it stands up to that. I really loved the Cult of Chucky, and this, like I said, it picked it up, so that made me very happy. I like Fiona, and all the characters, and I like the new characters too. Even the ones that we were like, ooh, at first, we grew to like them. I am so amazed at what they were able to achieve, and I've got to find a way to squeeze this into my top 10. Can I do it? Can I say there's a television show that's in my top 10 for
We can do whatever we want.
I think that's it. I think it should be mentioned.
Of course,
I think we would do
so we're
the
do it
horror community a disservice with not at least mentioning it.
Dare we say, Doc? Dare we say best horror TV series of 2021? Do we say it?
Yeah.
I mean, Dexter New Blood's still going on. So
I think I like this New Blood, but
it's totally different. It's hard
totally
to compare.
Yeah. Okay. No, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your review. Go ahead.
So my favorite scene, I was clamoring for it all season. I wanted to see the Tiff doll come back, and she did. So that is the scene I love the fact she goes, I'm not the person, I'm the doll that's complicated. And she's pointing her little gun at him. I was just like, thank you. You knew that's what I wanted, and you gave it to me, and I'm so happy. Thank you. So I guess it's just that reward.
Well, okay. Alex's line was really, "Oh, you're not as pretty as I thought you would be."
That was good too.
I'll beat the poop out of you, boy.
Yeah, something's going to happen there. All right, so we covered all 8 episodes of Chucky. So if you're just following us on this one, go back and hear what we had to say about the other 7 episodes. And like Crystal said, look for us next year or the year after that, whenever the second season comes.
Or the year after. What are you trying to do to us?
We will be there. We will be there.
Don? Next fucking year.
Don't keep us waiting. Start filming. No!
Please.
He's going to stab the poop out of you.
Stab the poop.
Oh, God.
All right. Jeff,
Christmas
Dave,
goose.
Crystal, Christopher, thank you so much for joining me. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks,
this was
Hulk.
awesome.
That was great.
All right, let's say
Fucking
goodnight.
fun.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. Fucking good night.
Fucking good night.